live on the YouTube. Now you can see us and hear us. We were just talking about crotches and fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you can't see the biggest fan.
Biggest fans up here. Yeah. Yeah. If I brought the gig fan in here, it would just be like. We would sure be cold, though. We would sure be cold. I can tell you that much.
Shout out the ball blower 9000.
Morning. Welcome to Don't Be the Artist. I'm Hagen.
I'm Dave.
And we are joined by a very special guest. I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Carter Greaves. I am, give me some of the... I am the worst musician in every band, so some people call me a sound guy.
This is like probably the most anyone's done for an introduction in like a long time.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Usually when I say, go ahead and introduce yourself, people are like, hi.
Yeah, it would have been like, I'm Carter?
Question mark?
No offense to if any of our past guests are watching right now, no offense to them.
No offense, but also let's just give it up one more time for Carter's introduction of himself.
Yeah.
Also, you requested a sound, and you requested the best sound on the board.
Oh, that's a good sound.
Typical fucking sound guy.
And typical sound guy, he's got one ear in and one ear out.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's what our old host Jackson used to do.
Yeah, that's because he didn't like the sound of our voices and his.
Yeah, well,
But I think
he's not here anymore.
every now and again, I'm going to go, just let's see if Carter goes, dip the 12K.
So for everybody who is a frequent listener, frequent watcher, you notice that Adam, our regular host, is not here right now. So
And we don't know where he is.
I think I know.
We don't know.
No,
I know where he is too.
You know where he is this time?
Yeah.
Where is he?
In New York.
What's he doing?
I can't say that. Top secret.
It's top secret.
Top secret album mission.
Top secret album mission. So we took it upon, because album's going to be gone a lot this summer. So we took it on ourselves to kind of, we said, you know what, fuck you. We can do this without you.
Yeah. At first we said, let's take a break. And then within 24 hours, Hagen looked at me and goes, do you want to take a break? I was like, I don't want to take a break at all. Yeah.
So we're starting a new series whenever an album is not here. That's basically going to be a live music series where we talk to live music professionals in all aspects of the industry. And so here we are with our first guest, Carter. I asked you less than a week ago to come on, and you have blessed us with your amazing presence. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. It's totally okay. I appreciate you wanting to set the bar low to start the series off.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, if people put emojis in the chat, then or emotes, then it does that.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Good old Rosie.
All right.
Yeah. Someone who
Look,
actually knows how to use emotes in a chat.
Typical sound guy. Look at me. I'm adjusting the boom stand. Didn't even touch that.
It's honestly,
Fuck your mic stand, dude. Carter's like,
we've had two sound people on the show in the last few months. We had Chris, who owns Cafe Solo Studios here in Denton, and now Carter. And I'm not like. I call myself the producer of the show, but I know nothing about what I'm doing. I just have clicked buttons and figured it out, and it makes me so nervous to have actual sound people watching what I'm doing and be like, the fuck would he do this way?
and before we started recording, I love that you were like, tell me how your levels are because I can adjust them.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm like, hey, can I get a little more? He's like, fuck, dude.
Because I
You're a bass player.
I don't touch his fucking knob throughout the entire week, and then all of a sudden he's like, it's not good enough.
Dude,
See?
that's the secret.
He's so
That's
angry
the secret.
about it.
You need the dummy fader.
I know, right?
The dummy fader.
Fuck yeah.
Do you ever do that to people?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you explain the dummy fader?
Okay, so on particular digital boards, you're mixing out there with the iPad, and everybody goes, "Who is this asshole blocking the show with the iPad?" I'm out there with the iPad, run sound, and this is not necessarily entirely an iPad thing. Every show, every sound guy ever, some guy or girl comes up and goes, "Hey,
I already know these people.
that's my cousin's girlfriend singing guitar." And I can't really hear her singing the guitar too well. Can you turn her up? So the iPad, however, makes it so much easier to deal with these people.
Right.
Because you can set up a fake fader.
Uh-huh.
And the meters will light up.
Yeah.
It's just not assigned to anywhere.
Yeah.
Anything. Small town festivals, country gigs in the middle of nowhere. The dummy fader is the best thing ever.
That's like a security blanket.
So your cousin's girlfriend guitar singing. Look, I'm turning the fader up. You can see me moving it. Does nothing.
That's amazing.
And 100% of the time they go, that's better.
Yeah, they go, thank you so much. It's so nice to have somebody who really cares. It's a game changer.
The last guy we had here is in prison now.
Yeah.
So
And the iPad doesn't reach from in there.
So this is like the producer knob that
Leland Sklar has.
Yeah, the bass player.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was like the same idea, just turn the
It was a dummy switch.
Yeah,
It was like
right,
it was a pickup selector that did nothing.
Yeah. That's incredible. I wish I could do that on the board, but Dave has watched me do this enough that there's no way I could fake it.
Yeah.
Unless I plug you into a different headphone.
I mean, yeah, and then you're just fucking like. That's
He's
so
a bass
rude.
player. Are you sure? Yeah. Sorry, Rosie.
We'll get there. We'll talk about that. So the other thing is like, man, I there are times when I'm on stage and we're doing a sound check or something, and I'm like, can I get more of my vocal? And they're like, yep. And I can see the person moving the thing, and I'm like, check, and I can't hear a difference.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, it's good because
Sure.
the last person you want to piss off is the person engineering or running sound.
Yeah, which we will also get into that
Yes.
more. But I want to make this clear. This isn't like an interview episode.
Yeah.
We're here to ask questions about your background, but also we want to get your insight on the industry and your experiences and all that kind of stuff. Before we do that, though, I am super curious because I actually don't know how you found yourself getting into working in live sound or just at like running sound in general. Make it as short as possible.
The wrong way.
Also known as the typical way.
Oh no, the wrong way.
Okay.
100%.
What does that mean?
You said as short as possible. I mean,
I'm
you obliged.
taking it back. That's way too
Longer.
Longer.
I started off in the studio world and did the typical stuff, going and getting lunch for 6 months and not getting paid, and then I get my hands on the board and all of that. And had a party at our house one time with my roommate, Ismael Quintanilla III, photographer extraordinaire, who I saw today. Great guy.
You posted on your Instagram
He
story.
deserves all of that.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "Oh, you work at a studio. You can do sound, right?"
Oh.
Okay.
And I said, "Sure, I can."
I would say that.
Okay, well, so I would also probably assume that you probably could do that.
You
but
can, at
also,
the very least, EQ. You can ride the faders.
Yes.
I mean, a large. So this podcast got its start as we were a bunch of people running a house venue, and then we were like 4 white guys going, "What if we interviewed musicians?" You know,
A podcast?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was like we took all the people who were playing the house venue, and we just talked to them, and all of that being like, okay, the person who ran sound for the house venue just happened to have the PA, and then the person who ran all the audio initially for the podcast just happened to have the equipment where we could do it, but it was like, you know, the initial guy who did the audio did actually work in a studio for a little bit. He interned there, but didn't he? It was
Far more credentials than I ever had getting started. Somebody was like, "Hey, man, you could do that, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, we got a gig tomorrow with the Behringer X32."
Oh my god!
Shit!
I had never
Your
used
first
it.
time doing it was on an X32?
Yes. And then my second time as well. My second time was at the Cedar Park Center, the hockey
Oh my
rink in Austin,
God.
Texas. They were like, "Okay, you did that once.
Do it again.
Do it again." I didn't know how to
Holy
insert
shit.
effects. So I stayed up all night the night before reading the manual and just hoping.
Holy shit!
Oh my
figure it
god!
So I went from like a Mackie mixer
Yeah.
with no effects and no
Right.
anything to that in like the span of 4 days.
You went from like a little Tonka truck toy to an actual fucking like bulldozer.
Could you explain, like, just for not me, of course, what is an
course.
X32?
Yeah, not me.
So,
I know what it is.
X32 is a popular console format from a company named Behringer. It's essentially takes, if you've ever seen pictures of concerts from the 70s up to the early 2000s, they have what looks like bookshelves with hundreds of knobs on it. They just took all of that crap, shoved it in a computer.
Novel idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think anyone's just shoved a bunch of shit into one small thing before.
Yeah.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
I'm getting a phone call.
Okay, so it's like but did that become like the industry standard kind of thing? Or
I would say for 500 cap and under, definitely industry
yeah.
standard, because it replaced, potentially enough gear to fill this room in
Gotcha.
something smaller than this table.
wow,
And for under
this table is
$3,000.
small.
Yeah,
This
you could
table's-
probably fit 2 on this table.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 when I'm playing a gig with a front of house person, it's the X32.
Yeah.
Okay, so you stayed up all night learning how to use it.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that is terrifying. That's like cramming for a test.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Tests were never my strong suit. That's why I became a sound guy in the first place. So.
Tests were never my strong suit. That's why I dropped out of college. So
Yes, same.
Tests were
I went to clown college. Unaccredited clown school is how I got my start.
I was going to say tests were never my strong suit. That's why I got a degree in jazz.
Yeah.
So how did that first gig go?
Went fine.
That was the most pregnant pause of my entire fucking life.
So it was sponsored by Dell. It was on Dell campus. It was a band called Telenovela. They're going on tour with
Yeah.
Of Montreal right now.
Right, yeah.
From Lockhart. Love them so much. I'm so sorry I fucked up your sound so bad. I busted my X32 cherry, and I apologize. No,
happened
well,
somewhere.
right. I couldn't figure out why all the vocals had delay in the monitors for a while.
So
But thankfully, it was Dell, so they were like,
Okay.
you have, 2 hours to sound check. That's all right. All of our employees are still inside talking about synergy.
Okay.
So was this the band's X32?
No,
Because that would be less daunting. Because you
no,
plug it
no.
in, you have like a.
this was a private event company that I had worked with stagehanding and doing stuff like that for.
Gotcha.
And they rented the X32, and they rented the PA, and they rented the stage.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow. So I guess the follow-up question is, you loved it so much you did it again, or people just kept asking you, or a little bit of both?
He got that paycheck at the end of the night.
Well,
yeah.
Paycheck, 100%. I fucked up just the right amount that people thought I knew what I was doing, and they
Okay.
kept asking.
Okay.
I didn't overly fuck up,
Okay.
so
Right.
they assumed that I had some sort of level of skill.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, I got runner-up for the Austin Chronicles Best Live Sound Engineer poll.
Holy
So
shit.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, I feel bad, but yeah, I bullshitted just enough and fucked
Yeah.
up just enough that people. I still don't know what I'm doing. That's the truth. I still don't know why I'm here. Be on this podcast is like a certain amount of imposter syndrome.
Well,
Right?
we feel that too.
Yeah, I literally just talked
like-
about that in our last episode. Was,
Yeah.
was imposter syndrome all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Like I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm
but
sure that's not true. I'm sure that's not true.
I mean,
There-
now
you
at this
kept
point,
you kept
I
reading the
have-
manual.
Yeah, yes. I live the manual, but I feel like most things, it's just like, oh,
Right. It's
the audio only listeners can't see that gesture. But I was like flicking my hands up and down on my palm, like I was
Still holding
reading
the
a book.
iPad.
yeah. He's still holding the
Yeah,
iPad.
still holding
right?
the iPad.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty incredible journey. I think that one of the like, I think if you talk to a number of musicians, I think it seems like in certain industries you'll see this more, but like the kind of it's something that I tell my students sometimes is like sometimes none of us know what the fuck we're doing, right? Like sometimes we're all in the same kind of situation of like, all right, let's figure this out together, I guess, because I don't know what's supposed to happen here, but we're here, so let's figure it out, right? So but that's pretty cool that you were in that boat and then it took you to like where you are now, which is very, very cool. And you've had the chance to tour doing this, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. That was another chance situation. Essentially, I knew a guy through the studio world again, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going out on this tour with this band. You want to do sound?" And still to this day, I do not know if he signed me up to do sound for the entire tour or just the headliner, because once I got there, they said, "We're the headliner. We don't share a sound guy." So,
wow. Okay.
Whoa.
That's crazy. Okay.
So you only ran sound for the band that took you out?
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And were you playing not festivals, but shows? With more than...
No. We did not this last year, but the year before. We did the Sick New World in Las Vegas, which was fun. Really cool festival, big hang. Digico. We got to sound. They have one of those big revolving stages that flips around.
So when we were young stage too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So while we were plugging everything in, Huba Stank was on the other side of the stage, playing, and then I didn't get sound check at all. It just rotated around, and I had about 30 seconds just to jam the faders up and make it listenable. So that was.
That sounds like. Sorry, Dave. I don't know if this. I assume this nerd reference is going to be okay for you, but sorry, Dave.
It's going to go over.
Feels like very like almost like Heart of the Cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, okay, give me exactly what I need right now.
Do you get that?
Yeah, exactly. I do.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not actually a card game, but you're hoping for that same thing of just like, right now, please give me exactly what I need, and then Exodia, and then you win. Shut up, Dave. You have no idea.
I have no clue.
Wow, that unlocked what's that movie? That unlocked a core memory.
In
my head.
Yeah.
Sorry, the chat likes it too. So were you were doing front of house? Did they have a monitor guy as well?
They did.
Wow.
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's too much for anyone.
No, especially because I had no contact with the band, no idea what was going on up there. They had our input list and they said, "Cool."
Oh my God!
So you are, you don't have a walkie-talkie to front of house or to the monitor guy.
I did, yeah.
Okay,
had the what they call a shout box. It's basically like a rotary telephone,
like the Batman phone.
Yeah, no, it does. It has a red light and everything. So when you page them, the light flashes.
Wow.
To go, hey,
how do I do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Is everybody using the same board at front of house?
No.
Like in a scenario like that?
So in this scenario, a lot of the headliners and bands that carry normally a tour package brought their own package with them. This band in particular does not carry a tour package, so we just use whatever house equipment is available.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Because that could have been something you've never touched before.
Yes. And it was. But hey, that's how I got into it, right?
Yeah.
They threw me in the deep end and I didn't drown, so I guess that's a skill suit.
Does that stuff translate over okay? Like I feel so this is obviously not the same comparison, but like if I'm used to one drum set and then I sit down at a different drum set, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. But you talk to guitar players, it's like fucking night and day. They're like, this is not my fucking guitar. This is not what I'm used to.
What do you mean it's not a Marshall stack?
Or their
what
amp,
am I going
right?
to do?
Exactly. Yeah. So how much like similarity translates?
I would say at the extremes, it's like sitting down and the backline kit is a lefty kit. There's still toms, snares, and kicks, but they're in completely different places.
Yeah, you have to.
At the extremes, it's like that. The best way I describe it is it's like a car. Every car has headlights, a windshield wiper. Where that is,
Right.
Is it? Do I
yeah,
turn it
yeah,
this way?
yeah.
twist
Do I
it?
have to
Okay,
push a
all
button?
right, Yeah,
Do
yeah,
I- yeah.
yeah. Exactly.
It's like showers.
Yes, yeah.
yeah,
Showers
yeah.
are a great example.
yeah. Especially like some really old showers.
Yeah.
those ones suck.
Yeah.
they're so different than everything else.
You gotta like
Yeah,
pump the
you gotta,
little thing to get the
pull
water to come out of the
pull
well.
the faucet down the right
Yeah.
way.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wasn't going with
You didn't go
like
that old?
1800 shower. No, I was thinking like modern society, but like still kind of old. Like remember that Airbnb in Ruston? That shower was horrible.
Yes,
and
I think I do.
You took a shower first, or Jackson did.
Jackson did.
And this bathroom for some reason the shower was terrible.
There was no shower head.
Yeah, and then for some reason, you know how every shower has like a fucking
Yeah.
like you turn the fan on.
Yeah.
Every bathroom does. This bathroom also had a heater.
Oh yes, those are the
What the fuck is the point of that?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I like walked in there after Jackson had used the bathroom. I was like, dude, why am I sweating?
Yeah, it's a fucking sauna in this
Yeah,
bathroom.
Yeah. Okay, so like similar but also different until you
Yeah.
get to the high up kind of level, and then it's like a totally different world. Okay, interesting. So I want to take us into the kind of the main reason of doing this whole thing is I want to take us into actual stories, experiences. Yes, go back to where meditate, deep breath. I want to take us into like where people can actually take some do's, don'ts, tips, and tricks about whether it be being a sound person or just being a musician in a live experience. Because this is something we talk about a lot on the show. We do a lot of episodes that are like talking about like the tours we've gone on, or we have like gig talk, or we just like talk about the gigs we had throughout the week. It's different perspective. We can complain about a lot of the same shit, but like I'm sure the shit that you can complain about with musicians is a totally different story.
No, it's the exact same stuff. Like I just have to get that out of the way.
Okay.
It's the exact same stuff.
Okay. But,
Just show up on time.
Yes.
Don't be a dick.
okay.
That is like the golden.
If I could only pick one rule, it would be don't be a dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I wanna see if I can unlock a memory or something, a memory or two, and you could take some time to think about it. Is there like a best and worst experience you've had as a sound person through experiencing musicians? Not necessarily just like the whole situation, but like perhaps a musician was a dick or a musician was really nice. Do you have like a best and worst of that scenario? I can give you kind of just start us off by saying that it's maybe not like best and worst, but I can definitely think of so many times that I have had great sound. I'll actually give a specific venue a shout out in Dallas. I feel like the Rustic has almost always given us like the best sound situation as far as the people who are running sound for us.
I had remember when the head of my amp died.
Yeah.
And then our sound person was like, "Cool, switch to a monitor. You go direct, and then we're good."
Yeah, like
It's like,
save-
all right,
save
during
the day.
sound check.
Yeah. And we were already coming in hot for that too. And that's one of those things. It's like be on time. Okay, well, sometimes it's really hard to be on. That's something that I also have a question about, but we'll get to that later. But I like in certain venues like that where it's just sound people that are like, I'm just here to actually care about like what you're experiencing on the stage, and also obviously what's going to happen here. But like that makes the world for us,
Oh yeah, it makes the world for a sound person as well. Like it's an exchange. It goes both ways. That's why I kind of refrained and said, don't be a dick is the big thing. I also have experience, albeit minimal, playing in bands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the big takeaway for me is in this industry, you're going to run into tough people and tough situations and people who would rather be somewhere else, who would rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
And they're going to put that on you. So I feel like whether you're a band or a sound person, a stagehand, just being able to push through and not take it personally when those situations or those difficult people occur.
Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. But that goes miles. You know?
Yeah.
Everyone's in it together.
Yeah. And just go ahead.
Oh no. I can think of a time where the obstacle was both the band and the sound person. And I can think of a time where in this particular instance, the band didn't communicate something to the venue about what we needed. And then the sound guy had already been sound checking the headliner for like 2 hours and was super tired, super pissed, and then had to go find the stuff that we needed. And then like the band was just upset leading up to the us playing. Then I'm tearing my stuff down, and the sound guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, like I'm really sorry I acted that way. Please like apologize to the band." And I was like, "I will. Maybe you should though."
Yeah.
But like the kind of the difficult situation you meet, like it's everybody has like this block because it feels like everybody has their own goals sometimes, and then there's no willingness to stretch and help the other person out to then meet in the middle, right?
Yeah. And that sound guy definitely got to eat while you were playing.
Right. Yeah.
He
right.
was definitely hangry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the show must go on mentality, right? Everybody wants it to go perfectly in a way they kind of have already preconceived. But really, at the end of the day, it is a group effort, in my opinion. You want the people who are going to see the show, they're going for entertainment. You want them to have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So that goes back to just don't be a dick.
I got to tell you this one. I was playing a gig one time, albeit soundcheck was really hot. Sun was coming down, so it was like beaming across during load in and soundcheck. Everybody was hot. Yeah,
got some tan marks from some of those.
This sound person at the end of soundcheck, I went, "Hey, thanks for helping us out," and he went, "Don't fucking say that to me." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "I'm not the help." He was essentially like, "Don't fucking talk to me like that. Like, don't talk down on me." And I was like, no, we're in this together. Like, and I didn't say that.
Part of the reason I'm a sound guy.
Well, yeah, I was just like, all right, man, sorry.
Like, I will, in response to that, I will say, in regards to my experience touring the country in 2019 was the last tour I went on with the band I worked on leading up to 2021. I got so many fucking assholes.
Really?
In 2019, everywhere we went, everybody had a grudge. Everybody was there to hate their job. And I feel like, I say as somebody who like lost everything almost during the pandemic, except for getting married, which was pretty sweet.
Woo, marriage.
Yeah, boop, 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 boop,
Boop, boop, for marriage.
That's the wrong sound.
Oh, come
Give up for marriage.
What's up?
yeah, very good.
I can't do it.
Yeah. Bass player can't.
I had trouble.
Yeah. Well, you just 2 fingers, right? Makes all the money.
All right. That's this hand.
I have noticed a difference in the venues.
Post-COVID?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
100%.
There was in 2019, a lot of venues like we talked about with the X32.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who had been working at venues who had been there for 30 years and were just burnt out from doing all of the hours, all of the time.
Right.
From trying to basically learn to drive a new car, speak a new language.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of those people during the pandemic just said, "See ya."
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of that with musicians too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I would have never thought about. I think we talked about it when it happened on the show, but like there was a point in time, kind of, end of COVID, it was still happening, but also post-COVID, where people were excited about music. You could feel a big difference in venues and throughout kind of just the performance aspect. But it's been the only major difference that I've seen is I've witnessed a lot of musicians going into the field of live sound.
Oh, yeah.
And that has been something that's been really cool, I think, from a selfish perspective of seeing like, oh, cool, this guy who has been in the same situation that I'm in now is on the other side, and we
I
can
think
communicate.
that's the best thing.
Yeah.
The best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like previously, it was a lot of like almost every sound guy I would run into was some guy who was bitter that like his hair metal band didn't make it.
Yeah.
When Nirvana took off, and he was just still so bitter about it.
Yeah.
And musicians, whether you know it or not, you have all of the ability.
Right.
If you can, I like to say, if you can dial in a good tone in an amp, you could be a sound person. It's
not to diminish the skill, but like especially
whatever,
with the way
you
that you got thrown into this role. That's of course you would say that.
But the idea does, like, I see what you mean. Like, if you can do this, then you can learn the next step. And
Yeah,
take it
exactly.
to the next level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could get thrown the deep end and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Carter, the thing I think is though is that most people would sink if they got thrown into the deep end. You decided to learn how to swim, and now
I'm a
you're
nerd.
still doing it. But still, we know that from the Yu-Gi-Oh fucking reference
Yu-Gi-Oh,
that y'all
right.
got along
I
with.
forgot that I had this on the board.
It's time to do.
Oh my god,
That's Yu-Gi-Oh, baby.
is that from Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
big
Yeah,
time.
I don't know.
Do you remember there was a sound guy at a now closed venue, so I can talk about it, Jackson in Dallas. Do you remember, he had a really weird name. Do you remember his name? It was an animal, I think was his name. His name
one
wasn't
of
Jackal,
those.
but yeah.
Oh yeah.
And brother would not shut the fuck up about the 90s and how great the tours that he went on in the 90s were. And then I'm playing and I look over and he is fast asleep. He is passed the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I went.
We all know those guys.
and it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know if I'm a dick for this, but whenever I saw him get into a really deep sleep, I was like, and I'm gonna hit the snare harder now. And
Rim shot, baby. Let's fucking
I would
go.
just wait to see as he's like fucking falling down in his chair, just like jump up. Like,
Why did Hagen bring a gong to the Jackson gig?
Yeah. And I get a certain extent of that. I've definitely slept underneath the stage during South
done
by
that?
Southwest when you're doing.
You put the hammock under the stage. And
How do you know about the hammock under the stage?
musicians aren't supposed to know about it, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I've been tempted. Because I've driven in like playing a long weekend, and then I got to go do a gig in like Austin or something, or I played the Houston Rodeo once. And
yeah. He
that
knows
was like
about the hammock under
drive
the stage.
in, golf cart to the stage, schlep everything up, wait behind the stage for an hour and a half, play an hour and a half, drive back to Denton.
Oh yeah.
And saw the guy under the stage in the hammock. I'm like, how the fuck do you sleep like that?
At a certain point, like especially during multi-day festivals,
In the summer.
especially in the summer,
fuck.
but a lot of times, what I guess this goes into, the discussion between what artists experience and sound people experience and stagehands experience is a lot of times with those festivals and stuff like that. There's been hands there since 6 a.m,
Right.
hanging
Yeah.
PA, and especially when you get to a festival like that, you've been doing 6 a.m. until 2 a.m.
And then
for
again,
several days straight. And when you get to that point,
It doesn't matter
sleep-
how
you'll
long.
sleep-
about
You'll sleep anywhere. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you know like the loudest band that you've slept through? Not by name, but like genre, like total metal band, and you're like, oh man, am I tired?
I don't get as many opportunities to sleep through bands as I would like, to be honest.
Nice.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
A DJ.
Yeah.
That is
DJ
loud, though. That is loud.
DJ doing 11 a.m. yoga.
Oh, dude,
At a
I would.
festival?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would sleep to that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds so boring.
Yeah, take the faders down. But it's 11 a.m. and they're playing like heavy trance music while people are doing soft, gentle
Oh, never
stretches.
mind. I couldn't sleep to
It's
that.
like, oh, yeah. I'd just put some earplugs in.
It almost is like just like the gentle, it's a gentle thing to put you to sleep at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last place we lived in Austin before we moved to Denton was a musician's apartment complex.
Oh wow.
Where
that sounds
bands,
stinky.
bands were yes, it was. Bands are freely allowed to practice from noon until 10 p.m.
Wow.
in
Oh,
apartments.
wow.
In
so,
apartments.
so most of our neighbors were awesome. We had one who will not be named on stream, who never Never became awesome. Let's say that. But
okay, yeah,
you live in a situation like that. It's like,
No, that's
okay,
tough.
I
Well, that sounds like you're walking through the hallway of a rehearsal space, like
Yeah.
like
Yes.
you're like or a practice building.
Or a practice building.
Yeah, you're like it's
Yeah.
like there's no everyone's trying to pretend that everything is soundproofed, but they're also playing as loudly as they possibly
Oh yeah,
can.
and they're turning up to
Yeah.
get over the other person.
exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
I've
My wife's
definitely
about to dox this person, chat. Don't do it.
I've definitely napped in practice rooms because
Yeah.
playing upright bass, I would take the case, wrap it around me, and nap in a practice room.
You were the guy I've heard about.
There are many of us.
Really?
I'm sure
Really?
there were many of us.
I've
yeah.
heard many a story about the upright bass case nappers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I also
Yeah.
imagine that like you could convince me that like you just leaning against the bass is like at a certain point.
I saw a friend of ours fall asleep playing upright.
Yes. Oh, that's
And
incredible.
I stepped in to play the last couple of songs of
Yeah.
that gig and busted the shit out of my fingers
Yeah.
because he was like falling asleep while playing because he was very tired.
Not
from
Just
substances.
very tired. Yeah.
Not from substances.
we have on this show discussed something called show pause. Okay. Now you've mentioned don't be a dick, show up on time. But are there any other like kind of things at a live show, whether you're like an audience member, you're working, or anything that just like fuck? It's like
Okay. Audience member,
yeah.
don't throw beverages, especially
Okay.
on stage.
That's number one.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay. That's all. I say okay. Yeah. No. Liquid on stage, terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Awful. Bands hate it. Sound people hate it.
Yeah.
The gear
The gear hates
that
it.
costs more than 10 of your tickets
Yeah.
hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I will never understand that. Like I'm like I found myself going to shows like I like as a metalhead. Like I was like I found myself becoming a metalhead in high school, and that's when I first started like going to more live music. And the first time that I saw someone throw like a drink on stage, I'm like, water here costs $10. Why did you throw that? Like,
Yeah, right.
Like what was the point of that? Like
you
like,
went to the House of Blues. Yeah.
it confused me then. It confuses me now. It's one of those things that's just become. I'm so desensitized to it that I see it. And I'm just like okay, whatever. I will not. I still am like whenever someone takes a shoe and throws a shoe, I'm like, what was the thought?
Oh yeah, I've seen
There.
champagne at weddings.
Throw-
I
wait,
played
what?
a wedding once where they were like shaking the bottles of champagne and like getting closer to the stage, and I was like,
Spraying it.
yeah, I stopped playing
Yeah,
because I could see them coming towards the stage and put my pedal board case in front of my pedal board, and I took my jacket off because I was wearing a suit,
Oh,
put it on
yeah,
the
as
front
you
of
do.
my on the front of my amp,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah. Get out here with your Fago.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I played one gig with a punk band that I played with briefly. That we played this it was a racing event, but like it was very unofficial. It was just like there's a track, people are racing, and we're setting up for the after party playing. And my entire kit was drenched in beer.
Yeah.
Which is like if you're gonna drench an
Punk
instrument,
band, yeah.
yeah. But if you're gonna if there's an instrument you're gonna get wet, it might as well be the non-electric like electronic
Yeah,
one.
but
Yeah, I do
Sure.
agree.
yeah,
But
yeah.
also,
that.
some people just aren't precious with their gear.
very
They
true.
welcome that stuff. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll get a new instrument.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have tried to do a kickflip off of my guitar and destroyed the trem arm. So I mean,
Can the skateboarders explain to me how the fuck that works?
Actually, as a skateboarder, I don't know how that would fucking work.
not enough grip tape on a guitar. It turns
On
out
the guitar?
Yeah.
Wait, you tried to kickflip your guitar?
Yes.
I thought you meant you had a skateboard
Oh,
on
no,
your guitar.
I'm not that talented.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
You're
Yeah.
like standing on your guitar, like, wait a minute, I don't know how to skateboard.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How did I get here? I'm in danger.
Okay, so don't throw drinks.
Don't throw drinks.
Is the big show paw.
There's gonna be more. Maybe
Yeah.
this will prompt it.
Yeah.
Run us through a sound check. What's your ideal sound check?
Fucking yeah, open the fucking floodgates for this one.
The band's on stage. It's
I-
2 guitars, keyboards, drums, bass, and vocals.
Could I give you an additional part of this scenario?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a local multi-band bill.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a back line?
Let's say no.
Okay. Fine.
That's exactly what you say too. Is there a bet? Okay, fine. Fuck it.
Five extra minutes in between bands. So
Okay.
that leads me to circle back around. This gets okay. Perfect sound check. Let's say first band gets on.
Okay.
Typical sound check. Everybody sets up. I put the mics on all the stuff. Are you comfortable with where the mics are? Yada yada. Is somebody gonna trip over a mic stand? No, we're good. Cool. Let me hear. I like to start with vocals.
Okay.
Vocals and drums, personally.
Vocals first and then drums.
Yeah, usually if I'm doing monitors,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
If the singer's there on time.
Yeah, and
Start with vocals.
most times, if not, I'll go, okay, band member, whoever got their stuff set up first,
right.
usually the bass player.
Yeah.
All right, who would like bass in their monitor? Go like this.
Nobody.
Okay.
Maybe the drummer.
This is a really big one. So first question is, how long does a bass player have to play for you to?
Yeah. What the fuck is going on? Okay. Snare drum gets like a solid 3 minutes. Bass player.
No.
Bass sound check. We're good. I've made that joke many times on this show.
I'm asking how
Front
long
of
would
house.
you? Yeah.
Front house, maybe. No, it's bass player plays until everybody has the amount of bass they want in their monitors.
Okay.
Usually, mainly the drummer, depending on the band, singers. A lot of people like to do, hey, a little bit everything mix, like
Yeah.
in terms of sound guys.
Yeah.
They'll just say, hey, here's a little bit everything. For me, personally, I find it faster to, in between every band, just
Wipe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just wipe it and say, all right, who wants bass? 1, 2, 3. All right, play a root note. Good
Yeah.
on bass. Next, who wants guitar?
Gotcha. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
And so on.
Now, before you keep going into your order of operations for sound check, you said if you want more in your monitor, give me this. So you pointed your finger up to the sky, right?
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I love
What are your
finger up and gestures. I can be completely deaf.
Yeah.
My goal is to be completely like, if my ears exploded, I could still get you what you wanted in your monitors.
Well, so-
just point at what you want
And
and
then
go up
direction.
or down.
And what about when it's good? When you have the right amount?
Thumbs up or okay.
What about like a fist? I do a closed
Yeah,
fist.
yeah. Closed fist is great
Because
closed fist is advanced level. That's
Yeah.
like an experienced
go.
band thing.
The,
Closed
you taught me
fist
that.
is- yeah.
Well, this okay symbol.
We can't do that
is
anymore.
Is like a
Yeah,
a
you
secret
can't
symbol.
do that.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
power
it's
hand
canceled.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing that, and
Yeah,
I
closed
thought
fist is professional.
thumbs
Yeah.
up just felt like it was more. It was confusing between the pointed
Yeah.
up and the thumbs
Yeah,
up.
because you can also be like
Exactly.
thumbs up this way.
Yeah. So okay.
All right, closed fist.
Closed fist.
Okay. So
You heard it here, folks.
So pointing up, pointing down, I realized that I also have a little bit of a different, and you probably are the same way, because I got really particular about how to do my monitor mix because I don't have a microphone. I also find it really tacky when people are like, while you're sound checking in a room full of people in a multi-band bill, like, yeah, can I get more of this? I think this is so much more efficient to give your symbols.
Oh yeah, it's like how I imagine the Navy SEALs do stuff. That's how the Navy SEALs do sound check. You know.
yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's. Oh, I can't do that. I was going to mime something, but it's not going to work for video.
It's not going to work for the audio listeners.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
for the audio people.
Let's move on. Let's go back to your routine. So let's say bass player's first to set up. You get the bass player, check the monitor. Then what's next?
Whoever's ready.
Everybody's ready. Who are you picking?
Yeah.
Everybody's ready.
Everybody's ready. It's kind of a crap. Vocals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when people want guitars, usually, or keys, it's just you want a little bit of whoever's on the other side of the stage.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless there's we all know the person. They're like, yeah, my amp, it's only on 7.5. So I need a
Only.
little bit up front too to really
Oh my
kick it in.
God.
So this is an important thing for guitar players around the world, and this is something that I've been trying to tell guitar players a lot. Now we have encountered the occasional one that the occasional situation where this doesn't necessarily line up, but almost I would say 9 times out of 10, guitar players who are told to turn down their amp just need to fuck with their monitor mix more with the sound person.
Yes.
Because their on-stage volume's too much, and just do the monitor mix, and you'll actually be able to hear your fucking self. You want more? Or you are saying something?
Or
oh, okay, yes.
or get an amp stand for the love of God.
Yeah, that's
get an
right.
amp
To
stand.
angle it back.
Angle it back. Point your amp at where your ear hole.
Where your ear whores are.
Where your ears
My
are.
sister's
Your
singing
ear hole-
guitar.
My sister's singing guitar is not so good in my ears. Amp stands do
Okay,
help
yeah,
a ton.
that's a great one, too. Yeah.
Kicking your amp back. I don't have ears down here
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
on my
right.
ankles.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's and so like the like I said, 9 times out of 10, just something like that would fix the problem. If you remember that one gig we had in New Orleans, the sound person told Jackson to turn down his amp, kept turning, and by the time that it was done, he was like, "I don't have more to turn down.
Yeah.
The amp is off." And just like she was like, "Okay, we'll just try it anyway." It's like, "What?"
Yeah. I think that was a combination of volume and EQ.
Yeah.
Because Jackson tends
And New Orleans.
and New Orleans.
yeah.
That's funny because like that same gig, like my rig was at regular volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
that I
yeah.
normally have it at.
Yeah, it's very, very different. Okay, so for the guitar players, so you start with vocals, and then guitar players, and you work the monitors on either side.
And then
Okay.
vocals again after the guitar players turn up like 12 times.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then this is a multi-band bill. They played, let's say, a solid 40 minutes. Okay. Now I would like for you to explain your ideal load off and load onto a stage.
Oh, this is important.
because this is something I can.
I'm getting into this. This is where it really counts.
I can rant about this for ages, and I have. But a different perspective is very important here. So your ideal band getting off and ideal band getting on.
Okay, so Hagen, drummer,
Yes.
say your band is up next, right?
Yes.
If you hear, all right, we have 2 left,
Yeah.
and you have not put your cymbals on stands, and you, assuming no backline,
Yeah.
if you have not staged your drums and are ready to, other than, assuming you got
Sure.
caught in traffic or
Yeah,
whatever,
there's something wrong, right?
Yeah, if you're there
then
with enough time.
you're late.
Yeah. Yeah. If I have to, if my set time's at 10, I'm backstage by 9:15, 9:20, setting everything up already.
Yeah. Rest of the band, load off. Help your fucking drummer, dude.
Yes.
Pick up a hi-hat stand, carry it off.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends while you're doing it, especially the singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially a band where there's a singer who's just a singer.
Yeah.
You had no load in. You just showed up and talked into a mic. Help your drummer.
Yeah.
Likely didn't
Get
even show up
off.
with a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Which is
not.
fine. Which is
Yes,
fine.
of course.
Totally
Totally
fine.
cool.
Now,
Yeah.
In fact, in most cases, would you say you'd rather singers not bring their own microphone?
It depends.
Okay, yeah. It probably depends on. So when a singer comes up to you and says, "I brought my own mic," what's the kind of mic they could bring that you're going to go, "Oh no, you didn't. You're not using that." Is there one?
Yeah, usually if somebody showed up with like a karaoke mic,
that's
Otherwise-
no, that's fucking cool.
otherwise
That
I
fucking
would be
goes
like,
hard.
yeah, I get it. This
Yeah.
mic smells like ass. Dude. It's a dive bar. Nobody has ever washed this mic ever.
That's so funny.
Go for it.
I actually love that. Like if
Yeah.
someone brought a karaoke mic that could actually plug into this, that would be so cool. And then they
With
have
some like LEDs in it.
yeah, that's what their backing track comes from there.
No. Don't give in. Don't give any ideas.
Yeah, and also, do you want drummers to leave their cymbals on when they're carrying stuff off the stage, or should they break down their cymbal stands, take the cymbals off, put them in the bag?
So
Take the thing off, take the cymbal off,
it depends.
turn it back on.
It depends if they have the Tama quick disconnects.
Oh,
Take 'em off.
Sure.
Usually, it's better to take them off take him off
Yeah,
stage.
just get the fuck off the stage.
Yeah,
So-
usually 99%.
Yeah. So I think the other thing is that is there something for guitar players and bass players that could help them get off the stage faster? It's the amount of times that I know that I've worked with guitar players who can get off the stage quickly, but I've also seen a lot of guitar players that will do like the unplug and let me wrap it all right here.
No.
And instead of actually, and again, I'm a drummer, so dumb me is like, you just unplug it and carry it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure.
You're married. Quit talking to girls. Take your pedal board off the stage and fucking wrap your cables offside stage. If somebody wants an autograph, wrap your damn cables and go to the fucking merch booth. Done.
They don't want an autograph. That's the answer.
If someone wants an autograph and you're loading your own shit off stage,
Yeah.
where are you? What's
If-
happening?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
your
if they-
fucking
yeah.
mom.
If that
bro.
happens,
Calm
yeah,
down.
tell your niece to go to the
I
merch
think my
stand.
grandma's probably watching. Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Yeah, I mean, for me as a bass player, the answer is I have a pedal board, I have an amp, I have a cabinet and a head, and a bass stand. So I'm taking the cables out, putting them on the pedal board, not rolled up at all, bringing the pedal board off, picking the head up with the cables, taking that off stage, taking the cabinet off stage, bass stand off stage. I'm done.
Yeah. Like
As
heavy.
fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, to me that seems simple, but I don't know. Real quick in the chat we have, what if the mic feeds back the entire time?
Then are you going,
Change
hey,
your
let's...
identity.
And Blake says, I'm doing the best I can. I have a lot of shit.
Blake, I'll be your roadie anytime, brother.
Yeah, you need a roadie, Blake.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everything
I
you
mean,
have, anytime a friend of the show and Wilco extraordinaire,
I can't believe
Wilco expert.
that it took Blake getting on this show. You guys, was Summer Teeth not a thing? Did you guys have you guys never heard that album before Blake hopped on?
No.
Like, come on.
I mean, maybe, but no.
Come on.
I have not. I did not. I refuse. I'm actually not taking questions right now.
Yeah. You're like me.
Oops.
You went straight from like BT Bam and then skipped it over to
Still there. Still,
Yeah.
still.
Oh, yeah.
Still listen. That's
Yeah.
where I am still.
yeah. Love some BT Bam.
If anything, I've reverted. I went Biddy Bam, and then I went Foo Fighters. They're great, you know.
Yeah.
Get off the stage as fast as fuck. That's band people, like musicians, all agreeing.
Right,
And
so-
Blake, if your bandmates aren't helping you get shit off stage, let's just start a new band.
Yeah, because that's what we need is more bands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Not enough bands.
So-
The side projects need side projects.
Yeah.
Okay, so the band is loading off in an ideal way, and we have everybody who's rushed their shit off the stage. Now the next band's about to load on. Your ideal scenario is the drummer is staged already. And do you have anything specific that you would want from your guitar players and bass players, or even I think this is a great one is like keys players. We don't talk about that enough. This is a total sidebar. Old band that I was in, Kites and Boomerangs, when we added a keys player, first couple gigs realized, man, this guy takes for fucking ever to get on and off stage. We didn't blame him. Of course, it's super hard to get. It was super hard to get his setup all ready to go. So we actually like in rehearsals timed getting set up and getting torn down, and we worked on ways for him to speed that up, which was basically just unplug, put it on top, and then hey, call for one of us and we'll pick up your whole rig with you, and then we'll take it off side stage to tear it down.
Oh yeah. So perfect world, I have stage plots and input lists from every band
Oh, good
through
luck.
the entire night.
Perfect
Yeah.
world, sure.
Yeah. Real world that actually exists. Key player comes up to me, tells me what side of the stage they're on, and how many DI inputs they need.
I have 4 keyboards and they're all running stereo.
Well, that's when you do the sure. And you just take the stereo inputs and you plug one into the input and one into the through, so it looks like you have 2 inputs.
That's so funny. Holy shit.
Because if you didn't send me a stage plot and input list, fuck your stereo.
Yeah, for sure. okay, so you've got people. You basically you have everybody you should have the stage plots. Everybody ready to just load on, plug in, and go right away.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Between bands, do you think that, sure, the drummer is set up, but the drummer that's about to go up and play should have their stuff not right next to the stairs, not right next to the stage, but at a close distance?
It depends on the stage.
If there's one
dimensions.
off and on,
yeah.
if there's two sides,
or if there's enough room in between the back of the venue and the stairs, usually that's where I would encourage that. Say we're at Rubber Gloves, for those who don't know, venue in Denton. They have a garage door coming off the back of the stage, right? Being staged right next to the stairs over to the right to allow an easy access for the rest of the band to get off and still be within like one step to get on stage would kind of be ideal.
Yeah.
And do you want the band who's done to be fully loaded off before anybody from the next band starts coming on? Or
That's where it gets.
It's
that's
tricky,
where it
right?
gets
That's why I'm
tricky,
asking
yeah.
that.
Yeah. There needs to be a flow of traffic, if that makes any
Totally,
sense.
100%.
It's like a road. Ideally, it's like a roundabout.
Right.
Rather than a stoplight where somebody goes, stops,
Yeah.
you go. In a perfect loadout, it's like a roundabout. Stage right gets off, goes out the stairs. Somebody else gets on, goes there, replaces. It's never going to work like that.
No.
Right.
But
no, it's absolutely never going to work like that. I think that's it's one of those things where like I can have so much patience in the world for specific things at live shows, but if a drummer is tearing off on stage or if a drummer isn't set up, it's like beforehand, like not like if they're unpacking shit on stage, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Like lugging cases up onto the stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what? Like, who
Why are you
has-
doing that?
Who has this much time? Like, no one has this kind of time to get all that stuff set up and together.
That is not just local shows. I mean, I played a festival
No.
2 weeks ago where I was side stage with everything already set up, like cables already plugged into the pedal board so I can run up because it was backline. So it's like I just got to do pedal board and then bass and gig fan, of course. And they were taking so long to take stuff off stage. I saw like a girlfriend of somebody come down with like one cymbal stand with no cymbal on it because the drummer was taking the cymbals off. And I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
And so eventually I was like, it was a big enough stage that I was like, I'm just bringing my shit up.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not waiting for this person to be done like tearing their shit down.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That brings me to a good point for stage crew or sound people for a long time. Because early on I got chewed out for picking up somebody's gear without their permission, right? For a long time I was afraid to engage. I would just be sitting there standing on stage like, can you please get you?
Yeah.
Just stand there watching. Stage crew, sound people, I feel like it's important to know what is acceptable to take off stage and to not be afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Pedal board with the cables already wrapped up on it, good.
Yeah.
Take it off stage. Help the band. Cymbal stand.
Yeah.
As long as, cymbal stand. Just take it
you're
off.
fine.
Just
Take it off.
just
If they
yeah.
get mad at you, then the gig is over.
Yeah.
They already played.
Too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can also go, hey guys, let me help you.
Yeah.
Instead
yes,
of, is there
exactly.
anything I can help with? You go like, let me help
that
you.
is the key.
Let me help
Yeah.
you get off this stage.
Yeah.
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 Because personally, I love, sorry, Carter.
go ahead.
I love when a front of house person or a monitor mixing person or just any person running sound and helping out, I love when they go, get the fuck off the stage.
Yeah.
Or hey, guitar player, shut up. We're doing sound check on the drums right now.
dude.
Someone take charge.
Dude,
Yeah.
it-
That gets me
Yeah.
rock hard.
dude,
Yeah.
for sure, big time.
Yeah.
Like
Rock hard.
Like I just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I
Quarter chub right now.
Yeah. I have so many instances where like I could think of like a sound person trying to sound check and the guitar player's just noodling. You know?
Shut the fuck up.
Just noodling.
Yeah.
I had an instance where I think that doing all of these kinds of shows, giving examples of like these kinds of, you know, like local, so many multiple band bills, like it gave me an advantage, I think, in some way. The first time I played the House of Blues, the headliner was sound checking, they finished, and as they were finished, they were like, cool, come on and bring everything on stage. And I'm already staged, brought everything right up where it needed to go. And
Right.
and I was the first one set up. I beat the bass player.
That shouldn't happen.
I beat the guitar player. I beat everybody.
That shouldn't happen.
Well, there was this circumstance for why I beat the guitar players. Bass player, don't know why I beat them. But
The hands. The hands. The Live Nation hands were like, oh, this guy.
Yeah. Dave, we got to
By the
stop
way,
talking.
Uh-oh.
Not sponsored?
No.
We could be sponsored. We could hope. We can dream.
Live Nation.
Liquid Death.
You run that Liquid Death game. Come on.
Okay, so
Don't feed the artists. Just water them.
that's great. That's
Oh my
great.
God.
Hey, you know, see that big box right down there, right behind you? That's like it's like a really, really big box below that backpack. See that? See that? You can open that up and you can take a koozie for yourself.
There's
ahead
a
and do
koozie for Yuzi.
Yeah, koozie for Yuzi.
This one?
Yeah, that one right there. Make sure that it's look at all those koozies in there. See that? See that?
I was going to wait.
Someone's gonna
till
zoom
we
in
were
and see
off
my
camera.
address.
Doxed.
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 Plenty of people in this chat know where I live.
That's very true. Rosie asked in the chat, what is your ideal changeover time? Half an hour? Is that too much? Ideal.
That's sound guy. Half an hour. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, at most
Fuck
festivals
yeah,
I
I
play,
don't
it'll
even
be
have to
that.
do anything.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Local
yeah.
show, 10 minutes.
Get the fuck off.
Yeah, get the fuck
stage.
off the stage.
Ideal. I feel like ideal would be. And Rosie and I have talked about this. 45 minutes is the ideal set. I think.
Okay, yeah.
For me,
Ideal
for
set,
a band
okay.
to play, like
Yeah.
ideal set
Fuck
length.
you, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Give it up, man.
Sorry, man.
What did Billie Eilish say recently? Like, fucking people who play 3 hours are insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that. She's like, I don't even want to hear my own music for 3 hours.
I have ADHD. By like 39 minutes, I'm like, sweet. I'm ready to go to the bathroom. And go to the bar. Perfect for sound guys and bands. Oh, wow, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20-minute like changeover done.
Or off the stage.
End
Oh,
of off
no,
the stage.
changeover.
Second band's on.
10 band.
They're
10,
all
Okay, yeah.
10,
10,
20 minutes between
Love it.
bands.
Yeah.
Love it.
Even that can a lot of times feel awkward because there's just, if there's not 2 stages, there's all these people sitting
Oh,
around.
we experience
and
that all the time.
Fuck that shit
yeah,
so
it's
much.
like, oh, the sound. Me is like, what's on my playlist?
Yeah.
This just came to mind. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. And this is something that I feel very strange about because I could see this going both ways. How do you feel when a front person says into the microphone, how does everything sound out there? Do you guys need anything else?
Personally, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
you've got that dummy fader.
I've got the dummy fader, and also I have played more than my fair share of really shitty sounding gigs,
Yeah.
and I've dealt with more than a lifetime worth of shares.
Yeah.
Of fucking shitty sound engineers.
Yeah.
Right.
As a touring person,
Yeah.
it's like
I had a guy once tell me that I couldn't tell his stagehand guy that was helping him, like his apprentice, that you cannot put the monitor
Dude, this was so funny.
directly in front of the microphone.
First of all, this
He's
is
like, you have to put the monitor to the side, and the mic. So the monitor would be here. You can't have it here because it'll feed back.
Dave pointed away from himself for the audio listeners. He pointed the monitor away.
I pulled the monitor away from my
So-
because that's
so
what the guy did.
The thing that you want to hear, he pointed it away.
Yeah.
So this and mind you, this is like a dive bar DIY gig in San Marcos.
That
Popular
checks out.
spot though.
Popular spot, yeah, for
I
sure.
think I know this.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was total sidebar. This place was like it was magical.
Fucking Twilight Zone.
Dude, we were there at like fucking this actually brings up another question about load in, not onto stage, but load in times. And I'm curious about this. But we were there like 8 o'clock for load in.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking like biker bar people in their like fucking 50s, 60s, 70s. And then sometime after like 9 o'clock, it just flipped to all college people, everyone in their 20s.
It turned like all of a sudden it was like meth patchouli.
Yeah.
Just like the switch, the instant switch, the San
Dude,
Marcos switch.
And
Fuck, that is so accurate.
the crazy thing too is that like the people who left, so the fucking old people, old bikers, whatever, they're fucking drunk driving home.
Double
at
fisting.
8 o'clock. We saw a guy leave with like double fisting beers into his car from the fucking. I was like, oh, where are we?
Yeah.
This doesn't make
San
any
Marcos.
sense.
Yeah, checks out.
So load-in time. This is something that I kind of have. I feel like this is a venue problem, and this is not.
Yes.
This is a massive So there's a venue in Dallas that will frequently give the load-in time, and part of it makes sense. But the load-in time will be like 6:30. The first band doesn't play until 10 o'clock. What the fuck are we doing? Now, part of it is because they have to lock the back door. Like it's not even the back door. It's just a door that looks like you could go into the main room, but they want people to go to the main door so they can charge them so that no one sneaks in for free, right? So I understand that part of it, but why the fuck am I loading in at 6:30?
What's the ideal? Like, do you ever ask that? Would you ever ask that?
Yeah. I
Okay.
asked that 2 weekends ago. I got a last minute call to do almost last minute call to do a gig in town.
Uh-huh.
And worked in the morning, right? I opened, got off at 5. They were like, yeah, you could show up at 6. I was like, okay, I'll rush over there. I'll show up at 6. One of the bands came from Oklahoma. They had been there for a while.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But it was in the smaller room, vocals kick only, right?
Yeah.
Sound check took about 15 minutes. I was sitting there. I was like, I already worked 8 hours today.
Yeah.
And the show doesn't start for another 2.5 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
I could be at home having a nap right now.
Dude.
Yeah.
It sounded so good.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there chain smoking cigarettes. Like, yeah, ain't much, but it's a living now.
Yeah.
I was almost in a hair metal band that was famous, in the 80s.
Yeah.
Fucking Nirvana.
Nirvana fucking ruined everything.
So I think the interesting thing is that like I encounter this load-in time thing a lot in every kind of venue, whether it be like DIY or whatever. Like whenever someone gives me a load-in time that is like 2 hours, or sorry, I'll be generous, more than 2 hours before the show starts, before the first band starts. I'm like, why the fuck? If I'm not first, why the fuck do you need me there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why I need to be at this show that I'm gonna make $50 at, like for
Maybe
6 or 7 hours? Why the fuck am I doing this?
I might have a little bit of insight on this as well from a production manager standpoint.
Okay.
Musicians suck at showing up anywhere
At any
on
time.
time.
I
Yeah.
agree. Okay.
And
yeah,
sound
I agree.
that includes sound people, because
Yes.
sound people are just musicians who are the worst guitar player out of their friend group. That's like
Okay. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that musicians have a hard time showing up to places on time. I agree that it must be in some. It's just a lot of times I get it from the other end where the people in my band are like, we got to be there at 7. I'm like, we play at 11.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking freak out if I show up to the venue at 7. I have to sit there for that long.
Yeah. If it's my favorite place to play, which is Harvest House in Denton.
Yeah, I'll get there.
If it's
that's
Harvest
fine.
House, I'm like, yeah, I'll be there anyway. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll get there. That's fine.
Yeah.
But they also don't give a load-in time there.
No, they don't.
They well, I mean, he does. They do now a little bit, but it still is like loose. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like a lot of times they're hoping like, oh, we're paying you $25 and 2 beer tickets. So if you show up 4 hours before you have to play, you're probably gonna go through those free drinks pretty
True.
quick.
That's very true too.
and
yeah.
stack up the band tab.
That's very
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
So I think we're at a good spot. I want to ask. You've already mentioned a couple of these things, but could you leave us with any sort of helpful tips for either musicians or sound people, whether they be coming up in the scene or already be here? You've already mentioned don't be a dick, don't be late, don't throw drinks if you're an audience member. Is there anything else that just like through your experience or just some really big things that you want to just leave, whether it be, again, people coming up or people who are already in the scene?
You're going to deal with challenging situations, challenging people. I feel like really just being able to hold it down and leave those situations in the past. A live show goes on and it's done, right? I feel like it's very important to not hold on to that, whether you're a band like dealing with a crappy sound person, a crappy venue, whatever it might be, or a sound person dealing with somebody who's maybe not necessarily easy to deal with. It's, unless you're Taylor Swift, it's 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
Or a wedding gig, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's over. Just let it, if you encounter a bad situation or a challenging situation, just allow yourself to leave it behind you when it's done and just keep moving forward.
I love that.
That's so good.
I love that. That's like one of the biggest things I tell everybody, whether it be students or friends or whatever, about live shows. It's like, no matter the mistakes, no matter the thing, music doesn't go backwards. Music goes forwards, and all you can do is just get through the fucking gig. Like,
work together.
Yeah.
Do your absolute best. Work together.
Yeah.
And then let it go when it's over.
I love it. I
100%.
love that. That's amazing. Dave, do you have anything else before we get into the next thing?
No.
So now is the time to talk about what we're listening to. I know I brought the shot glasses in here. I know we're almost done. Does anyone want one? I'm going to pour myself one. A little halfy.
Oh, yeah. Do halfy.
Halfy. While we're all pulling over listening to, I'll go first and then pour some shots. We missed a couple weeks. There's quite a few things I've been listening to, but I'm going to go through. I'm pretty sure I didn't mention these because we took a break. So the album All for Something by Tiny Habits. This is my boy genius, the record of 2024. I fucking love this album. Tiny Habits. This is their debut record. They got big on TikTok in 2020, and I'm in love with this album. It's great indie folk shit. And then this one grew on me a little bit. I'm really liking it now. I hated the singles at the time. I love when that happens. I love when I hate the singles and I listen to the record and I'm like, this is actually fucking killing. But the band Wallows released their album Model, and it's their third album, and I love it so much. Again, like I said, I hated the singles. I remember we listened to some of the singles on Fun Friday, and I was like, this is a bummer. These are. And then I listened to the album, and I was like, I'm in love with this. Interesting side story about them currently, though, is that they are one of the bands that are a highlight of this current thing that's happening, where a lot of these bands are booking like arenas and large venues, and they're not selling. It's really interesting. So like a lot of Wallows fans are like, please, everyone, go fucking buy tickets because we don't want this tour to get canceled. It's happening to a lot of people right now that are getting booked in these way too big of spaces. And it's a really big, like, people are like, why is this happening? We don't understand this. But yeah, that's what I've got. Dave, go ahead.
The only thing I've got is the new Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweat single, David and Goliath. That came out. I really dig that song. Other than that, I've just been listening to just all the stuff that I enjoy that I've probably already mentioned in the show.
Boring.
Still digging the new St. Vincent record, though.
Yeah.
That's also
very
really good.
Yeah. Hagen, I knew it, bro.
What?
Very similar thing with my story getting into music. I went straight from BT Bam to foot stomping, playing the banjo. I knew it. I got the vibe. We still enjoy both. Man, what have I been... So I've been watching the Ken Burns History of Country Music documentary.
How far into it are you?
I got to the 80s and beyond, and I still haven't finished it because that's kind of where my interest
I should keep
drops
going
off.
then because I stopped watching it.
So all of my Spotify day lists are like country cowgirl afternoon. And it doesn't help that I've been running
sounds
sounds
sick,
for running sound of live events with a lot of cowboy hats going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
my
yeah,
Spotify
yeah.
kind of
Okay.
gets that. The new of Montreal record was all right. Pretty good. I listened to it while I was swimming. Other than that, just back and forth. McCluskey. Been going back to 2002 with the lightsaber cocksucking blues.
Okay. I love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. Well, anybody got anything else?
No.
You good? All right.
thanks to-
Yeah. Carter, thank you so much for being here.
All right,
Seriously,
I
cheers
hope
to you.
I
was
set the
awesome.
bar low enough.
set the bar
This is
high.
amazing. This has
Actually.
been amazing. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back next week with our regular co-host Album, who will be doing his formative songs in our formative song series. He better fucking remember that's on the list. It's on the shared notes. He can see it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please follow or subscribe whatever podcast app you're using. If you're here on YouTube with us live right now and you haven't hit the subscribe button, well, please and thank you hit the subscribe button. That helps us out a lot. And please like the video because that also helps us out a ton. If you're on social media, you can find us at DFTA Podcast on Instagram and Don't Feed the Artists on TikTok. Please come and follow us on the on all these socials. It helps us out a ton. If you have any topic ideas, if you want to say hi to us, anything at all, you can also email us at feedback@don'tfeedtheartist.com. And the final thing that I'll plug, two final things. One, we have our Patreon. Go subscribe over there for some exclusive content, some gig vlogs, some extra videos. And then also, if you are curious about the stuff we're listening to, there is a playlist that updates weekly that I will throw in the chat here in a little bit. It's also on our socials, though, so if you find us on socials, you can find it there. It's a playlist that updates roughly weekly of all the stuff we're listening to. Oh, and I forgot, every Friday, Dave and I stream on Fun Fridays. We listen to the new music. We do new music Fun Fridays. So come hang out with us. You can link us stuff to listen to, but also just listen to all the new music that we're checking out because we're exploring and trying to find new shit all the time. So thank you again. We appreciate you guys so much for being here. It means the world. And big old thank you to Carter for joining us and being our first guest on our new live music series. And
Fuck off! Get rid of town!
fuck off!